Hello and welcome to the Clever Fox YouTube channel. My name is Ilysse and today we are going to be talking all about budgeting. I have my Clever Fox A5 budget planner here and we're going to use this planner to create a really simple but manageable budget for the month of July. As we approach summer months especially, it can be really hard to stick to a budget and figure out where you need to allocate your money. And this video is filled with tips and tricks that will help. So make sure that you watch the whole thing so that you don't miss any of those. Let's get started. Okay, now this is an undated planner. I went ahead and got it dated. And the next thing that I'm going to do is pop in my paydays. So these stickers do come with the planner, and I really like seeing my paydays because I tend to pay my bills on the week that they're due, but on the payday. So for example, on July 6th, I would pay all the bills that are due that week. And that really helps me make sure that nothing is missed because I'm really only paying my bills once a week. And once I'm in that routine every Monday morning, again, it just helps make sure that nothing is missed. The next thing that we're going to do is add my bills in here. So because this is a more compact layout, I like to add my bills with a dot marker. And I like the dot marker because I can check it off once the bill has been paid. So we're going to put mortgage here, HOA. Then let's add in my Honda bill. Then I have 3 here. We have, turn this. Sometimes if you have trouble writing, just turn the coil on itself and it'll be easier. Optimum, and then my gas and electric. Okay, there we go. Next up, I'm going to add in my dental. And then I also just remembered a new bill that I have, and this is for my Pilates membership. Okay, now I'm going to use a different color dot marker. These are for like my bills that, how do I explain this? These are for the bills that help me function in life, I guess. We're gonna use a different dot marker to note bills for credit cards. That's really it. These don't necessarily need a category, but I am going to do credit card bills. And we're gonna talk about that shortly when we talk about my monthly goals. So I'm going to add here, and this is my Amazon credit card. This is my Cap One business credit card. 20th is my Capital One personal, 22nd, and then here. So I know personal and business as P and B. Okay, so those are all of my bills for the month. I don't believe that I'm missing anything. One thing that you may be questioning is car insurance. I am now paying my car insurance annually to save some money, so I don't have to worry about that. The next thing that I want to do is set some goals because it's hard to set a monthly budget without identifying what my goals are for the month. So let's use another dot marker for these. And when setting financial goals for the month, there's a few things to consider. Number 1, what are your annual financial goals? Number 2, what are your quarterly financial goals? And number 3, what's coming up during the upcoming month that may impact you either positively or negatively in the ability to work on your goals. So one of the goals that I'm doing every month this year in my budget is 3 no spend days per week. And this helps me reduce my impulse spending a little bit. The next one is going to be save $500 for retirement. The next is going to be save 10% of income. The next is open shared high yield savings account with my fiance. We have a shared checking account right now, and because we have a lot of money leaving that account for wedding expenses, it doesn't really make a lot of sense right now to put it into a high yield savings, but we do need to open one and it needs to happen in July. We'd like for it to happen in July. The next thing that I'd like to do is actually close one credit card. So as you see here right now, I have 5 credit cards. That's more credit cards than I want. And the thing is, they all had a specific purpose at one point. The credit card I'm likely going to close is my Venmo. I do need to keep my Capital One business credit card because that's my only one. I would also like to keep my Amazon credit card because we do a lot of Amazon purchases and the rewards are phenomenal for that card. So I need to keep, I need to keep this. I'd like to keep this. I get great rewards from my Chase one. So I think what I'll probably do is cancel my Venmo credit card, and maybe we'll look at the rewards for my Capital One personal, but I would like to close a credit card. I do know that it impacts my credit slightly, but I never carry a balance. So I'm not really worried about getting that canceled and what it may do to my balance. The next goal, or to my credit score, the next goal is no spend weekend. I'd like to have one weekend where I don't spend any money. The next one is going to be reduce dining out. And then finally is going to be just to track all of my spending. If you're having trouble tracking your spending, a couple of tips are to set a day each week or even a time each day to go back and track your spending. I think sometimes it's easier to do weekly if you feel overwhelmed by the idea of doing it every single day. It's helpful sometimes to just do it once a week. Next up, let's add in a checklist. So a checklist for me in my budget planner are things that I need to be mindful of financially. So one of them is going to be my nephew's birthday. That's something that's going to cost money because we'll give him a gift. The next one is also going to be a wedding gift because we're going to a wedding on July 4th. And I don't think there'll be any other costs for the wedding besides the gift and hotel. But we won't need Ubers because we're staying in the hotel. Now, the next one, and this is really going to be unique for this month, maybe a little bit in August, but July is a month out from our wedding and there's a lot of the next round of vendors that we need to pay. So I'm going to write those here. Photographer, videographer, florist, band. We have a content creator. And then I'm just gonna write here special, which stands for a little secret thing happening at the wedding that I can't talk about. So we're just going to write special and I will know what that means. Okay, so now we've got most of this filled out. Let's look at income. So I'm paid every week and my income for the month is going to be let's do this for my job initials, $41.68. I do pay myself from my own business as well, but I typically wait to pay myself until I see what number that's going to look like based on my monthly budget. Now, savings. We talked about 10% of income and retirement, which is going to be close to $1,000 between both of these. So 10% of income is going to be $417, we'll just round up there. And then retirement is going to be $500. So $917 of this is going to go to savings. Now we're ready to start breaking down the actual monthly budget. So some of these are going to be split costs between my fiance and myself. Some of them are not. So our mortgage is split. We don't have insurance that's tied into our mortgage. HOA is also split. That's a set number. Electricity, I'm going to guess 200 and that's split. I'm thinking it's going to be a high month, so maybe 400. Water and sewer is due quarterly. Gas and heating is part of the electric bill. Waste removal is part of our taxes. We don't pay that. Phone is something I pay for by myself. TV and internet is split, and that is $45 each. So now let's see what that subtotal is, but also for housing, probably add in cleaning supplies. And I'm gonna add $20 as a guess there for cleaning, which I feel like should be enough. 1680.5 plus 225 plus 200 plus 105 plus 45 plus 20. Total budgeted there, and this will be the highest category, is $22.75.50. Okay, groceries. So I'm also thinking about the month as I set budgets because I'm thinking of how often we're gonna be home. So I know that we'll be away a couple of days here for a wedding. We'll be home this time. We'll probably be away this weekend to go down to the shore. I'm gone this week, most of this week for my bachelorette party, and then we're home here again. So I'm going to budget $250 for groceries, which would be $500 for the month, but that also will include the meat delivery that we're getting quarterly, and that'll be about $250 on its own. So I think that should work. Dining out, I'm gonna budget $100 for, which means it would be $200 total. So we're at $350 for groceries and dining out. Insurance is $21.35. I'm also going to budget $100 for copays The insurance here is my dental insurance. My health insurance is through my job, so I don't really see any other need for medical here. So $121.35. Car payment. My car payment is $421. It's my car lease. My insurance, like I said, I'm doing annually. Fuel. So when we drive down to the shore, last year and the year before, a lot of our driving we did with my car, because leasing my car, I need to put miles on it because I'm not really using it much since I work from home. And my fiance has a Tesla, so it's just electricity. However, with the cost of gas right now, we haven't been using my car as much because it's expensive to drive. So I'm going to guess maybe only filling my tank once, and let's budget $65 for that. And then I'm not going to budget anything for maintenance or bus, train, taxi. I should, though, budget for Ubers because of my bachelorette party. I don't know if when I'm on this bachelorette party, my bridesmaids are going to be paying for all of my Ubers. I don't expect them to. However, it's possible that they will, because when I went on a bachelorette party in April, the bridesmaids paid, myself included, but I just don't know how it's going to go. So I am going to budget $250, which will carry me through the 15th through the 19th, and we'll see how that goes. It's a little bit of a high estimate, but I'd rather sometimes have the high estimate. So our total here is $736. Okay, now I want to confirm that I have all my bills in here. I don't. I'm missing Pilates. So sports and gym, my Pilates membership is $299. Now, the reason that I first want to make sure that all of my bills are in here is because I'm ready to start adding things up and seeing what's left. You can create a budget with endless amounts of money, but the goal here is actually see what's left before I set budgets for other areas. What I can cross out right away is loans, because I don't carry any credit card debt or student loans. The only loan I have is my house. My car is leased, but I'm not paying it off because it's not financed, it's leased. So now let's look at our numbers. The income is $41.68 minus the savings, which is $417. So we're left with $32.51, which I can already tell is getting very close here. So we're gonna see how this works. $22.75.50 minus $350 minus $121.35 equals $504.15. Let's also subtract $299. So we haven't subtracted this yet, and we are at $205.15. That means that I need to pay myself, and I can't survive on my full-time job income alone. So knowing that we still need $521 about to cover this cost before we've done anything else here except for sports and gym, I'm going to give myself, I still need my nephew's birthday, we still need this gift. I'm going to do $17.50, which is a number I'm comfortable with. So now I can come back here. So $17.50 minus that about $520 will give me $12.30. So while my nephew's birthday is in my head, I'm going to budget $100 for that. For the wedding gift and hotel, we haven't talked together about that yet. I think that maybe $500 will be enough to cover both parts, but I'm going to guess on that. This, I'm not budgeting for. These wedding things, I'm not including them in my budget because they're part of our wedding budget, which is separate. Now, clothing. I feel like as I'm coming closer to my bachelorette party, there are going to be a couple of little things that I want to buy. So I'm going to budget $150 there. Let's also budget $25 for personal care. I am getting monthly facials, and that's $160. And I think that should be all for personal. So what's our total there? $150 plus $25 plus $299 plus $160 is $634. Okay, entertainment, events and hobbies. There's nothing to really include because most of our socializing is going to be either on my bachelorette party or down at the shore with the family, and we don't really go out much. The going out would kind of be in here. So we're gonna really cut this for the month because I know that there's other places that I added high expenses in. I also forgot to put manicures in here. So we're gonna fix that. And that will be $120, which turns our $634 into $754. And then here we have $600 for other. Let's come back and look at our numbers again. 4168 plus 1750 minus 417 minus 500. And we're left with 5001 minus 2275.50 minus 350 minus 121.35 minus 736 minus 754 minus 600, and we are left with 164.15, which is a good number. 164.15 is a really comfortable buffer if I go a little bit over budget in some of these categories. So now we need to write down what the total that I've budgeted is. So let's do 4168 plus 1750 minus 164.15. And we have budgeted $5,753.85. And that's what I have to work with for the month. I do recognize that I'm in a unique position to be able to decide how much I pay myself. There are months, like when I have 5 paydays, that I don't pay myself, and there are months that I pay myself very little and really try to cut out. I do anticipate that after the wedding in August and the honeymoon in September, I'm going to be cutting a lot of these expenses, specifically facials. We're gonna see about manicures, but really see where I can reduce my spending as much as possible to be able to save towards future goals. So that is my July budget. You can pick up the Budget Planner A5 Spiral Edition over at cleverfoxplanner.com. If you are not yet subscribed to our channel, please make sure to click that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so that you get notified when we share more videos. And while you're at it, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching and for all your support, and we'll see you soon.